I think that for the generations coming up to serve our most vulnerable, to ask who was Naquan Carter and find out what happened, will impel us all to action to better serve our most vulnerable.
Naquan Carter is a name Travis County commissioners heard Tuesday, and a name mental health advocates are working to make sure is not forgotten. Though still up in the air, they've nominated the 23-year-old man to be the namesake of the county's probate court building to reflect and remind us of the vulnerable community members that court is intended to serve. We first shared Carter's story with you last year, revealing he was one of more than a dozen people awaiting treatment for mental competency restoration who died in jail as they waited, something the state of Texas is not tracking. Some see the waitlist backlog as a severe delay in justice because only mentally competent people accused of crimes can stand trial. Others see it as a human rights issue because incompetent individuals are often spiraling further into mental illness as they wait. Either way, at the latest meeting of the group overseeing the waitlist, the Joint Committee on Access and Forensic Services, we learned the numbers have continued to increase, hitting a new record in September of 2,540 people waiting for a bed in a state hospital, where this type of treatment most often occurs. That's up from just over 2,300 people waiting in March. The wait time for a maximum security bed at a state hospital also hit a new record in September. People in that group are waiting almost 2 years on average for a bed. 699 days, up from an average 538 days in March.
This is a problem that's been going on, and we've been talking about it for 10 or 12 years. Why is the wait list continuing to grow, and why we can't move this population out of our county jails and into a treatment facility?
You just heard the chair of that oversight committee, which is under the umbrella of the Health and Human Services Commission. We asked that state agency what initiatives it's taking to drive down the wait list numbers, and it replied saying it's providing funding for alternative restoration outside of state hospitals, something people can access in jail or in the community. The agency has also recently started what it's calling jail in-reach learning collaboratives in several counties, a way to reduce the wait list by working with law enforcement and mental health providers, including local mental health authorities, judges, district attorneys, defense attorneys, sheriffs, jail administrators, jail psychiatric providers, and community diversion coordinators. But some on the oversight committee say it's too late for that, and a different, faster solution is needed now.
For an analogy, we don't seem to understand the Titanic has hit the iceberg. Texas cut its appropriations for mental health from the 90s to about the 2010s. And the crisis is now here. And so if we're going to do anything on this committee, our focus is how do we get these people out of the jail?
That may take major action from state lawmakers. One in particular, Senator Sarah Eckhart, who's seen the issue firsthand as former Travis County judge, and after our investigation plans to file legislation creating, among other items, a new division to tackle the wait list, get help to people waiting in jail faster, and focus on better wait list data, potentially including tracking when people die.
We must have an Office of Forensic Mental Health inside Health and Human Services. So I will be looking at every way I can legislatively to expand access to mental health care before it becomes a crisis and one must search for a mental health a state hospital bed.
Health and Human Services has told us COVID had a lot to do with the record numbers and that it's working to return to pre-pandemic staffing levels in our state hospitals to expand available capacity by offering employment incentives, including pay raises, recruitment bonuses, and flexible shifts. We'll continue to monitor that progress along with any legislative efforts set to play out as the next session at the Capitol begins in January. Josh Hinkle, KXAN Investigates.
Now, one voice willing to speak up is this Central Texas mother, Maria Esparza, seen here with her son, Adan Castañeda, who bounced between jail and state hospitals for 4 years in a mental competency loop. KXAN has highlighted their story in the past. His mother says the former Marine is finally out of the state hospital, has served time for the crime he committed, and is working to rebuild his life. Now she wants to help lawmakers reduce the waitlist backlog this session.
To see it get worse just makes me feel like Texas is not the best place to live in if you have any issues with mental health. That's what I think. But 700 days, that's That's just not right. It's just not right.
Now, we've collected our years of coverage on this topic in one place for you. We have a link in this story in the investigative section of KXAN.com right now.